Hello there, and welcome to America. This video is for any college students transitioning to this area from a different culture, trying to adapt and transition smoothly into what this area provides. My name is Tyler, and we're going to be taking a look into American slang and hand gestures, and more specifically the types that you would encounter here in Massachusetts and the New England area. I'm 23 years old, and I was born and raised in a small town in Massachusetts. I love it here. Wouldn't choose living anywhere else over here. Transitioning to this area can be a tough thing to do, especially doing so from another culture completely. This is a very unique area and one that's different than anywhere else in the country. A great way to make this transition a smooth one is to understand the slang and hand gestures that are going to be practiced by the people all around you. It's what you're going to see every day. It's a lot of how people communicate in this area. Some important things to keep in mind is that depending on the type of person you are, whether you like sports or you like fishing or you like boating or you like different books or arts or anything of that, the different slangs and hand gestures you will experience will change based on what groups of people you're hanging around with. Because of the length of this video, we're going to keep it kind of short and just go into the basics of some of the slang and hand gestures you might run into and where they come from and what they mean. Slang here in Massachusetts is definitely unique to anywhere else in the world. Everywhere around America you'll experience different accents and different slang that people use, words that if you say anywhere else they wouldn't even know what you're talking about. Here in Massachusetts we have a few words like wicked. One of the things I'm sure you'll hear out there is wicked pissa, especially if you're a sports fan. It's also, like I said before, the slang that you are going to interact with is going to change person to person based on what you're interested in. If you're interested in the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Bruins, or the Celtics, that's huge in this area. Sports are a huge thing around here. All the kids are born and raised in sports, most kids, and it's something that this area takes a lot of pride in, and definitely is something that sticks out when you come here. The best way to pick up the slang to communicate with people of the same interest is just to observe and pay attention to your peers. This is a very friendly area. People are outgoing. They like to meet other people. The best way to communicate and transition into it and adapt to this culture is to try to open your eyes, and this is a very outgoing culture that is very peer-based. Everyone is trying to meet everyone else. Very friendly and communicatable area. So the best way to learn is to go out there and just talk with your peers, make new friends, find people of other interests of you, and come together and explore those interests. Another big part of communicating will be hand gestures. My hands are kind of below the video camera so you can't see, but I've been talking with my hands this whole time, just kind of like this. It's something you'll see all the time here. Everyone around this area, you'll notice it, and that's something that's different from your culture. You'll pick it up right away. They talk with their hands. People are very forward, aggressive, almost in your face. It's not an aggressive thing. It's just how people communicate. It's easier to show you with their hands than to tell you with their words in a lot of situations. But that's what people think, at least. Some of the basics that you'll need to know for hand gestures that'll get you through before you're out experiencing with people that you've learned have common interests with you, that will have more personalized hand gestures that you'll be picking up that we won't be covering in this video. But some of the basics would be shaking hands. So just reaching your hand forward, shaking with another one's. Important to keep in mind when doing things like this is to look the other person in the eye have a nice firm handshake. You don't want to squeeze the person's hand or try to, crush it. But you also don't want to have a limp hand. You want to give them a firm handshake and look them in the eyes and with a smile on your face, just to open the friendliness and kind of open the path for communication to take place between the two of you. Another big thing you're going to see around here is a lot of people wave hello, wave goodbye. Just walking down the street, you see a person, they might wave just as a friendly gesture, just to kind of let you know the people around you are here, and you're not alone. This is a very close-knit area, Massachusetts especially. People have come together, and it's a very close area. People are very friendly, like I said before in the video. Another big one, especially like if you're into the sports, as you could probably tell by this, I'm very into my sports. So another big thing if you're like that would be the high five. Any sport you watch, the players are doing it. You look out in the stadium, fans are doing it. Just the simple, slapping hands like that, right up together. It's a great way to express enthusiasm, share your joy with the people around you. It's another example of people in this area liking to not relish in the joy by themselves, but express it with others. Make the event as big as possible, get as many people involved as possible, and that's kind of what this area is all about. So if you take these tips in mind that we talked about, and you remember just to observe your peers and be open to new things. Remember that this culture is much different than a lot, and it's very open, and communication can flow all ways, from elders to youngers to people of complete opposite gender, race, age, whatever it may be. The communication flow is just open completely. There's no limitations on what you can do, and if you watch your peers and observe others, you'll be able to pick things up right away.